Sometimes things go so badly, you just have to laugh.
Sometimes things go so badly, you just have to laugh.
Sometimes things go so badly, you just have to laugh.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hello, everybody. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Children of the Comet is over, but we're just getting started here tonight on Live Long and Podcast as we are breaking down this episode, reviewing it, and talking about all the good and the bad that came with it. I'm Dave Mader here on Live Long and Podcast, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. And we got a great panel to break this down. First, we got Jody Simpson with us. Jody, how are you doing tonight?
Grumpy as ever.
Grumpy as ever, as was quoted in the comments. Kevin was thinking it could have to do with matching the pitch.
Someone match my pitch.
We got Kevin Millard with us tonight.
Hello.
How are you doing, Kevin?
I'm excellent.
And coming to us all the way from Winnipeg, we got Adam Woodward.
Hey guys,
Hey, Adam.
Ready to sing.
Ready to sing. It's all math. It's all math, Adam.
Anyway,
We're gonna be breaking this episode down, talking about all of it. Let's look at the visuals of this episode to make sure we stay on track and we don't run out of time here in our hour. Okay, so we start off with this. What is it? A crab? What is this?
Plant.
It's a plant.
Yeah, it's a plant.
And Children of the Comet. We're on this planet in this episode. I should have got the name of the planet. They said it a few times, but we see that there's these aliens
Persephone.
Persephone 3, right?
Yeah. Persephone 6 next gen went to.
Oh, they did. So this is the same solar system?
Yeah.
All right. And what was that episode, Jody? Do you know?
It was the one with the old man and the young guy, and I can't remember the name of the episode though. It'll come to me. I just can't remember right now.
But we get the Persephone 3. It's a bit of a deserty looking planet. Not look, at least this particular part of it. Some good makeup on these aliens, I thought. Some interesting costumes.
Yeah, I liked it.
Off this episode. And things like that. And then we see the comet, the aforementioned, the title of the episode, up in the sky. As we know, comets and meteors often feared or worshipped by, sort of ancient civilizations. And I guess, that's definitely what we're going for here.
I wonder if T'Pol would be interested in this comment.
No
Unlikely.
comets.
Unlikely.
Very unlikely. Gas giants, comets. That's my favorite thing with T'Pol is like she either thinks it's dumb or she's like it's impossible, like time travel. The Vulcan Institute already proved it wasn't possible.
Yeah,
but she will go time traveling in Enterprise, as we'll get to in our Enterprise at Monday podcast series. We see the Enterprise, and there's a Uhura's log. We get a cadet's log to start off this episode, guys. So this is really focused on her. Not exclusively, but largely in this episode. She's been asked to break out her dress uniform, much to the amusement of Lieutenant Ortega's, who the helmswoman of the Enterprise, and she thinks this is funny. This is kind of a hazing ritual. Uhura gets at.
This is a hazing thing, isn't it?
It is, in fact. They're all mostly in their civilian wear for this dinner at Captain Pike's. Captain Pike is entertaining some officers and one cadet at least in his quarters. He's making ribs and different things. And she's kind of they have an interesting conversation, I thought, to start off this episode. And then I love Pike.
Dress uniform, huh?
He's got like the best quarters ever of any captain we've seen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I like this how this episode starts because it's reminding me of Next Gen. They're not even on a mission, really.
Yeah,
they're just doing their thing, right?
They're observing this
cruising
comet
around.
Yeah.
Before you go too far, it was Persephone 5 in Next Gen. It was the Admiral Jameson. Remember that old guy who had the aging disease?
Oh, right. Where he's like the Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
Yes.
where he de-ages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's what I was
yeah.
trying to get to, but I'm kind of mildly sleepy right now.
Gotcha.
So this is okay. So this is the same system, but not the same planet as that.
No, same
Interesting.
system, but when they show you the map thing later on,
See it?
it actually is there as well.
Okay, I probably got a shot of that we'll get to. Yeah. I like this scene just to introduce us to these officers in a bit more of a personal way. It's only the second episode, and we kind of know Pike and Number One and Spock.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a bit of a man crush on Pike.
No, he's got the best hair ever.
That hair is crazy too. It's a little higher than it should be, but it's great.
But it works. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Our friend,
I
Michael
love his smile though. He's got a great smile.
Yeah, our friend Michael Chan, who was on Discovery, talked about how much the hairstylist worked on his hair, and just to get the perfect bounce when he walked, he was like, and then the director's like, "That was some awesome bounce there in that hair."
I think I can do it, Jody. I can do it.
I think you could do it. I think if any of us could do it, I think it'd be you.
Yeah, take some time. I got to grow it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pike's like, come on and get a drink and come on in and let's go around. And so not everybody in civilian wear. We see Number One, Una. She's wearing her uniform. She just got off duty. But does the cadet ever stand out? And this is a cadet's dress uniform. I don't like it for the record. I think it's an.
I knew you wouldn't. I knew
the minute I saw it, I'm like, oh, Dave's not gonna like that.
Oh, I do like it. I hate.
What do you like about it?
It's way better than the dress uniforms. Like next gen dress uniform.
This looks better. This looks better than this. I don't feel like this is dressier. This just looks more like shiny and it's got a bit more piping.
But that is kind of what dress is in naval terms anyway. Is you have the shiny version with all the metals on it and stuff like that.
Right,
like
where next gen took it to mean an actual dress.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. It's
you should.
You should, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not with Kevin. I agree, but with Jody, I disagree. Because it's in naval terms, if you think of they wear more of a suit jacket, like the Navy, the U.S. Navy at least, it would be like a
they
Navy
wear
jacket.
the dress-up outfit, which is like a suit, and it's a much more formal version. And
this doesn't look more formal. This looks like you're about to go on some kind of excursion, or you're about to go parasailing or something. It looks more like aquatic than anything else. It looks like the jumpsuit that Uhura wear. The other Uhura.
I think the piping definitely makes sense, and also the red part, which is hard to see in this shot, but it's almost got like a kind of like a carbon kind of shininess to it. It's very dazzly, so it's
I don't like
shiny.
it. It's going to affect my rating of this episode, but
that's fine.
Yeah, it works for the
guys
purpose.
at Paramount are going to cry on their piles of money. I'm sure
they're going to cry. That this was not what I would for. It could be worse though.
Dave Mater didn't like our dress uniform.
I like the stripe down the side. That's fine.
Yep. Also, same thing with if you look at the Marines, for instance. Marine dress uniform has the stripe down the side. Exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just white. Yeah.
Well, it's red.
So
no, but in the Marines it's white. But anyway.
It's not white, it's red. Isn't it?
No. I could be wrong though.
Yeah. Well, then why are you saying it like you know it for a fact?
Because I say everything with fact,
yeah, exactly.
regardless of if I know it or not.
Oh my god. Let's move on. All right. We meet Bremer. Bremer?
I'm very excited for this character.
Hemmer. I'm sorry, he's Hemmer.
A human in my condition may consider themselves impaired.
Right. He's an Anar, which is basically an Andorian subspecies. Right.
I liked how one of I was watching a review just recently about this, and the guy's like, this is basically a cross between Geordie LaForge and Odo. And I'm like, yeah, he is kind of like that, isn't he?
And Shram.
And a bit of Shram, yeah, a bit of Shram.
Well, yeah, I guess so. That he has characteristics in common with those people, but
no, I mean just how he acts and stuff.
Yeah, I like this guy. He's grumpy.
Me too. I'm very excited about this. I
He's
like
gru-
this grumpy character.
Yeah,
unlike
I
the
guess
other
he's got the
characters
grumpiness of
that
Odo.
YouTube is shafting me for. But anyway, that's fine.
You know, and she's like, "Oh, I don't mean to offend you. I'm sorry, Mr. Hemmer." And you know, Spock,
You have offended Hammer.
you have offended Hemmer. You know, but this is part of the hazing ritual. This is Spock getting in on the fun. You know,
And the chap who plays him, which is Bruce Horaff, I think Bruce Horaff or something like that.
that sounds right.
He's actually a legally blind Canadian actor, so it's very interesting to have a blind person play that. I think that's great.
Oh, he actually is in real life.
Oh yeah. He's a blind actor. Yeah, a legally blind actor. I'm sure he can see some things, but
Joining us from Nova
legally blind.
Scotia and an hour ahead of us, but 12 minutes late, is Davan Skelhorn. How are you guys doing? How are you doing, Davan?
Number 5.
You're number 5. More people here than I thought.
We're all
Wow.
here.
Well, I'm doing
We
great.
all know what 8
This is
o'clock
awesome.
means, but anyway.
9 o'clock where he is.
I'm on Atlantic time, boys.
He's on. Davan, what did you think of Hemmer, the new engineer? Or I guess he's the old engineer. He's the engineer before
Oh,
Scotty.
He's cool.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's funny. He had a sharp wit.
They talked about how his senses are he says his senses are superior as well, right? And that he's
like
that-
Daredevil.
He's like Daredevil. He's like if Daredevil was the chief
Yeah.
engineer of the ship. He's getting, and then we talked about how the Anar had that precognitive ability, which was like they could kind of see into the future. I liked.
I knew you were going to
that.
talk about that.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to ask that.
and she's like,
Well-
because it really reminded me of that scene in Anchorman 2 where it's Greg Kinnear's character is like, where Will Ferrell's like, "You're reading my mind, aren't you, right now? Stop reading my mind. You know I was gonna throw that punch." So there was I enjoyed like the fun of this. We get some shots here. Pike's braising some ribs, putting the barbecue sauce on here. Yeah, like he has this huge kitchen. Like
Kirk never made any damn
Kirk-
food.
Kirk never had this size of a quarters. Like what happened?
What's great about this scene is, and compared to other, all of them all, is that the crew is not trying to get to know each other. That you get the real sense that they've already been, they have been, they've been together already, and we're not wasting time with all of the get to know you crap. I like the familiarity that we have right now, right off the bat. In this
I
group.
also like Pike's command structure where it's less formal, like it's very informal. He kind of jokes around with everybody and stuff. I like that.
Yeah, he's a very approachable captain. He's not like a Picard type who's like, brooding, reading a book quietly or whatever.
Get me to my quarters so I don't have to talk to people. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pike's a man of the people. And they're kind of going through, having this nice dinner.
His quarters is roughly the size of 10 forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bigger kitchen than Cisco.
Right. Yeah. But I like how we're kind of seeing it through Uhura's perspective because she's the newest member of the crew, and she doesn't know everybody yet. So, it has this freshness to it. He's telling the story about how he was chasing a Nausicaan, I guess, as a junior officer. I guess when he was originally, he was in security when he was first in out of the academy. And, he tripped on his shoelaces or something like that.
The thing I got the most out of this this scene was the fact that the shirt that he's wearing, like this dude's ripped. Like he's huge.
He's Black Bolt.
He's like, raw. You don't really see that in the normal start.
He's built up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Going.
As I said, I got a bit of a man crush on this guy now.
Yeah, well, everyone does. Clearly, look, they're all swooning over Pike.
Well, who wouldn't?
He's pouring more wine for people.
He's very majestic.
Yeah,
Buck's
and then
swooning.
Uhura tells this whole story, kind of more about her background, how her parents were killed. That she was going to study languages at the university in Kenya. I don't know if we ever knew specifically she was from Kenya, specifically before this.
I don't recall that, but I can't say I'm up on it.
I knew she was Swahili, if that's where Kenyans come from, or Swahili come from.
Well,
Kenyans.
that's one of the dialects. Yeah.
Yeah, but she speaks like what 37 languages. There's a 37 reference in this, guys, and 12 of those being like just the languages of the villages around
In a
where
row?
she grew up. In a row, yeah.
22
right.
of them were.
I like this. I like this woman who plays the younger Uhura. It's working well for me. Everyone's you guys on board with her in this one?
Oh yeah.
I have a little bit of a problem with the dialogue in this episode, but I like her. I think she's doing the character right. Like she's
what specifically in the dialogue?
We'll get into it a little bit later. I don't want to spoil the mood just yet.
I think she's said more than Uhura did in the first 2 seasons of the original series.
Oh, easily. Easily.
Yeah. Episode. I'm scared, Captain.
Not one of the lines.
So very frightened.
She's frightened.
I'm so very frightened. Come on, Uhura. You're the only one who could do it. Yeah, that would have been Kirk.
And then she finally gets an episode sort of to her, like where she's the focus. And what happens? She loses all of her memory and ability to speak and everything.
Yeah.
Like
don't talk.
60s television at its finest.
Yeah.
It was progressive for the time. But yes. Still not. So anyway, she ends up going on this because the other thing she talks about is how she doesn't know if she wants to stay in Starfleet. And Spock points out this whole fact that he's like,
I like that detail.
Yeah, Pike's like, oh, you beat out like at least 1,000 people, and then Spock's like several thousand people.
Well, when you think about it though, like every character we've been introduced to before, in all the different series and stuff, you get the impression, like the impression that they're Starfleet for life. They, everybody wants to be in Starfleet. Everybody wants to serve. And it's kind of refreshing to see that, like, because in reality, there would be people that would show up and then be like, this isn't really for me. Like, this is, oh, wait, this is way more dangerous than I thought. Like, Barclay is probably the closest we have to that. And he still wants to be Starfleet. He just doesn't want to do anything or use transporters or anything. But, yeah. I liked it. I thought it was a great way to do it.
No, me too. I thought it was an interesting detail for her to have. And then she's talking to Spock about, he's like, we're lucky to have you. You're obviously super smart and your stuff. But if you don't stay, you don't stay. It's like there's a lot of people who would love to be here. And if you don't want to be here, like this was my dream. If it's not your dream, then don't do it.
Get the heck out. Make room.
Make room for like several thousand people.
That's one thing I have to admit. This episode, I did like Spock a lot better than last episode.
Yeah, I liked him in this episode a lot. I liked him more. He's really growing on me. Like him in Discovery, the way I think in Discovery season 2, even before he shows up in season 2, Michael Burnham just grinning ear to ear over seeing him again. It was just like this. It was just like this nauseating sort of sickly sweetness to it that I couldn't stand. And like now that's kind of passed.
Burnham kills the mood on everything.
Yeah, she can sometimes oversell it. Is sort of my issue with Michael Burnham, especially in those early seasons. And so now that like that's kind of out of the way, I'm really kind of like settling in to this new Spock, this Ethan Peck Spock, and especially that they're writing him a little bit stronger, I think, than they did even in the shorts and the parts of Discovery season 2 that he was in. I think Anson Mount and like and Rebecca Romaine, they're very consistent to how they were already. So they seem like
I'm still trying to figure out why I even need number 1 in this show.
She's the first officer. It was already established that she was,
That's great, but honestly, she doesn't add any value to the show, in my opinion. Not yet, anyway.
And another thing about that too is like, what they're doing. And I do like this. They're not focusing on 2 characters per show.
Mm-hmm. And if they make these 2 hook up, I'm going to be pissed off because they don't need to. They obviously appreciate themselves as friends, and
he's got Captain Patel or whatever,
Yeah. Well, yeah, but who knows where that'll last? Maybe she'll die in an episode coming up.
Well, did you guys see Short Treks where number 1 and Spock got caught in the elevator?
Yes, but I hated it.
Wow.
I
hadn't seen it, so I can't judge.
Number
I hated
1,
it.
I knew you would, but let me finish. Number 1 and Spock had a moment, I thought, in that.
They did. They sang "I'm an every animal and mineral and whatever." And like I was like, I can't believe they're doing
Well,
this.
I mean, come on. It's Data sang it. And Worf sang
Fucks up
it.
on his references. He says this. He's like, I am familiar with Yahtzee. That was hilarious.
I'm familiar with Yahtzee. No, that was all right. I just like, I guess I want Spock to be as Vulcan as possible, right? Because that's how I think of Spock, especially when I think of the original series. And, and they're definitely trying more and more to humanize him, to, maybe earlier, than it needs to be for me.
He's way better in this episode than he was in the last one.
Yeah, I've enjoyed him in
opinion.
both. Like, I think the fact that he had to pring in the last episode maybe was sort of something I was like, that's a little bit closer to him singing with number one in the turbo lift, but I can get behind it. But anyway, and the whole conversation here between number one and Pike, which is all about, you saw your death on Borath, or not death, but you're going to become a cripple and you're going to be exposed to radiation. He talks about all the names of the cadets he's going to save down the road, right? And so this there's a couple conversations these two have in this episode about that she's like, well,
and they all end with the same thing. Number one saying, "But your fate can be changed."
Yeah, there's no fate but what you make.
No, it can't.
No fate but what you make. That's right.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of that. So anyway,
I hate to break it to you, this is a prequel series.
Right.
Like, we know how this is going to end. It's going to end with him pushing a button that says yes or no. That's how it's going to end.
Two beeps for no, one beep for yes.
Yes.
Right?
Didn't you love Scott's line about rigorous logic, though? I find applying rigorous logic is actually better.
I like that.
Yeah, that was
because I can picture.
I find the best way to diffuse tension is to apply
Leonard Nimoy is saying the exact same thing. So
I find the best way to diffuse tension is to apply rigorous logic.
Yes, whatever tension is to you, Spock. But then this whole like simulation here, where like, it goes right to the comet, it hits the planet, and you're like, what? Like, and then it just rewinds, and it's like, no, that was a complete simulation, Captain. It's going to hit in like a couple hours. This comet
2 days.
is,
2 days, I think.
in 2 days, yeah.
how long did it take them to render that? Because if you're going to render that in real time on your starship, instead of dealing with the problem,
I don't know. Maybe it was quick for them.
it was like an hour of rendering, and then they go like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's going to blow it up."
Yeah,
kind of already do that.
They said all these people are going to die. The aliens we saw at the beginning, they're going to be killed off here. And he's like, well, we can save them, right? Now, this whole episode, the whole thing that they have to try to stop this comet from colliding, made me think about a lot of those next gen episodes where Picard and the crew there were just like, let them die. If that's their fate, then they'll die. Who was the girl that Data was talking to on the lava planet? You remember that one?
Oh
yeah.
Pen pals.
Pen pals. And then there was the other one where it was like Worf's brother, and it was like the planet was going to, he saves.
Well, this
village.
whole comet blowing up
He was
a
married to
planet
Cassidy.
thing.
Mhm.
This has been done many, many times in all.
Yeah,
different
but there was no
series.
hesitation. They're saving the planet. There was no argument. We're doing it.
Yeah, he
Because
even
they
says
could do
that.
it without interfering.
I think it was a good episode. I'm good.
The
With it.
Federation doesn't interfere in the development of species, but we also don't just let them die.
Which is
Right,
totally inaccurate. They constantly interfere. But anyway,
Yeah, and Picard was
Yeah,
willing to let
say it.
a couple of species die a few times, right?
Oh, he
Uh,
was willing to do it all the time. And
Yeah.
In Kelvin universe, Captain Kirk lost his captaincy because he interfered.
Yeah.
True, right? I think like if you can save them without contaminating that sort of seems to be sometimes the rule, right? But then if not, you can't do it.
I'm kind of on Picard's rule here, though. If you didn't cause it, I don't think you need to fix it.
Well, I think there's kind of an argument of like, are you to play God? But if you are in a position to save them, then why not? And like, there's a whole morality thing of
Dave,
there,
I ask you though, what does God need with a starship?
Well, just think about like if aliens stopped the asteroid from hitting Earth millions of years ago and not wiping out the dinosaurs, then we wouldn't be here. So there's kind of that.
Or we
school
might
of
be
thought.
riding dinosaurs, Dave. Have you thought of that?
No. So it's
Like in Flintstones.
But I don't think they would save a planet that had non-sentient life on it.
I
don't
Hey,
think
we
they
don't
would
know.
bother.
Maybe those dinosaurs were.
I guess not, right? They wouldn't if it was.
If it didn't have a civilization, I don't think they would bother.
They were like stupid dinosaurs. They could die. They could all die.
I think we had this talk on
think we
Davan's
did.
show one night, talking about
Oh, I think we've done it a couple times.
Yeah. But hey, Pike is so good in this. He's like, I love this
I
job.
like Pike.
He's so charismatic. This guy's
Yeah.
just oozing charisma.
Yeah.
So
He's turning into one of my favorite.
Look at that
characters.
smirk. He knows it too. Now I don't like him.
They say, okay, we're just gonna fire some like photon torpedoes at this thing, and we're going to move them along. And then we see the shields are all activated, and they go,
Oh,
why
that's
does
so
this-
cool.
why does this asteroid have
this
shields?
is a Star Trek episode.
This is where the episode grabbed me because I'm like, whoa,
Mm.
That's
that I
different.
haven't seen before.
Spock's like, what? That's weird.
Spock's like, I didn't give them the shield torpedoes.
Ortega's is like,
Let's
huh?
apply rigorous logic.
I like her sarcasm through this whole, through the
Yeah,
through
she's
the whole
fine.
show.
She's
You
fine.
know what I
She's-
like about her? She does a little bit of swearing, but she does it appropriately. It isn't just there for there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's literally like, don't piss them off or something like that. Like,
She's
it's
not angsty for the sake of it. You're saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I like
I
that.
thought you were gonna say you liked her reverse sideburns.
They are pretty crazy.
Madeline, I told you to trim those sideburns.
Nice.
That is what that is.
That's really
hilarious. Yep.
And so they start analyzing the asteroid. They figure out it's not quite an asteroid. It's got like structures on it. It's got energy generation. Number one's giving this briefing. Sam Kirk is there. He's from xenoanthropology.
Can I ask you guys something? The guy that's in charge of the med bay, why is he never in anything now? Like this
the
entire episode, we don't even see him.
Dr. Mbenga?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get to come to
dinner.
Nurse Chapel is basically in charge of sickbay.
Oh, okay. So I guess he was just there for one episode then, or
He'll be
He was
back.
at dinner in this episode.
he wasn't
he
at the
didn't
dinner.
He didn't
Yeah,
have
he
any
was.
ribs. He
He
was?
was in
see
a
him?
wide shot. Yeah, he was in a
Was
wide
he?
shot.
Oh, I'll have to relook at it.
Get it up on screen. Put your shot back up there.
No, that's
So you
fine.
can
I don't
see
think we need to go back at it, but
Where is he?
the wide shot.
Sure.
The wide shot. There, yeah, there he is.
Oh,
that's not him.
That's not him.
He's wearing a
not
yellow
him.
outfit. That's not him.
That's not him.
Oh yeah, okay.
He'd be
Okay,
wearing
never mind.
blue.
Yeah, he was not. He was snubbed from the dinner. Even Sam Kirk didn't get to go. But
Well,
that
I
guy
can
in
understand
yellow.
Sam Kirk, but
lowly guy.
the guy who's running your medical facility, I think you probably should invite for ribs.
I did like the whole thing.
Starting to like the mustache.
Are you guys liking the
I
mustache?
do not like the mustache. I don't like the pencil thin mustache. It doesn't work for me.
But he didn't. He had that when like he's gonna die right on that planet with the
Yeah,
the
He
fake
dies
vomit
in
monsters.
The original series, yeah.
Yeah.
The vomit monsters. Oh yeah.
They are the vomit monsters.
That was great. I love that episode.
Yeah, he's a very different guy than Jim Kirk.
Well, he
little
should
bit-
be.
Yeah, well, he is.
They're very laid back. This whole crew. I mean, even during
Yeah,
the briefing,
and that I like that.
I've seen him in 2 episodes and he's died in both.
That's true, actually.
Like, I mean, he was in last week.
he's,
but
he's
barely.
literally the red shirt.
But we know he won't die until that specific time. But like the more we get to know him, the more that episode is gonna have gravity, I think, because when he dies, it's only like really Jim Kirk who has like an emotional effect around it, and it kind of passes. But really, they all knew him. Like Uhura knew him, Spock certainly knew him, Chapel, and like that's gonna reframe that story.
I'm wondering if they're gonna eventually just make this guy walk around with the defibrillator attached to him at all times. Like he just dies all the time.
He'll be the Kenny of this show.
Yeah, he'll be-
accident prone guy.
You killed Kenny, you bastards.
Yeah, they send him on this away mission. We got Chapel injecting them with crazy stuff again. Because there was solar radiation, right? Cosmic rays, and they couldn't be on this asteroid for very long. It's going to hurt. That's always kind of her line. It's going to hurt. What's her name? Leon, right? That's the other the Khan relative here. She gets injected, and I do like these environmental suits. They're pretty much the same ones they had in Discovery in season 2, but they still work pretty well. I like the holster for the phaser there, and that the phasers are looking very modern.
The only problem I have with this is I don't know if you noticed it. I didn't get a screenshot though. I should have. So the badges that they have on their chests are supposed to be representative of the badges that are on their outfits, and obviously that's based on what division they're in. So
Sure,
because
yeah.
of this timeline, they're actually mixed up between the blue and the red. They're actually screwed up in one of the scenes. So I don't know if they were like medallions that could be taken off or something, but they were.
They probably are. Yeah, they're just like
yeah. It was just a continuity thing, but. You know, I like the design though. I agree with you. I don't know if I necessarily need to have color coded outfits for an away team, but like that.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
I don't know what purpose that serves though.
So you know,
Aesthetic.
well, what do any of the color division shirts?
Well, they are in a TV show. They got to make it look nice.
True.
Yeah, Star Trek tradition. That's all.
I did like the effects during the transporter scene though, especially when they're showing Uhura, and you could see like the glow in her helmet. Yeah, right there. You just saw it. So you can see the glow in the helmet as it's happening and stuff. I thought that was really cool. That was a nice little thing that they didn't have to add, but they did. And I
the transporter beam and having that yellow shine to it looks really awesome.
She made it seem like this was her first time through a transporter.
Yeah,
kind of.
I think it, you know, that anxiety came up the first time beaming to a moving comet.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the first away mission for her, isn't it?
Yes.
First away mission. Like she.
So that's got to have some pressure. It's like you know, flying for the first time, right? Like you're nervous even though you're excited. You know. That kind of...
They materialize on the surface of this comet, and she's like, "Wow, I'm on a comet," and. I like just the visuals, like really impressive. Like, you know, as all these new Star Trek shows are, like they look amazing. They look cinematic. They really go on full.
The only thing I didn't like about this design is it was too close to Aliens.
Okay, well,
doesn't it feel like a long time since we've just seen an away team before beam down and like not be like shooting right away or something like. That brought me back, and I was just like, that felt nice. They just beamed down, and they're like, let's do science. And I'm like,
let's do some investigation here.
Let's do some things that we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Well, I find in general the show is, they're taking their time more. It's a little bit more traditional to how Star Trek operates. I think that this show is finding its pacing really well.
I don't have a problem with their pacing. I think they're doing pretty good with that.
Yeah, I think
compared to like Picard and stuff like that.
Every time they have to put people in environmental suits, they're like, how quickly can we get these helmets off them? Right. So that we don't have
the problem with helmets in production wise is like, you have to worry about so much reflection. Right. So, I think that's kind of the reason why they just kind of want them out as quickly as they can.
And you got to do all the special.
And if you notice, every time they use one of these suits, they're always go down to an environment that has the proper amount of air that they need.
Oh, there just happens to be air here. Oh, good. Okay.
Every time, like there's air, there's an atmosphere on this comet, apparently.
On this comet that has no atmosphere.
Which I guess would make sense if there's structures and there was people on it at one point. Then sure, I guess maybe it makes sense.
You dare call Mahatni a comet?
Mahatniki, yes. But just Sam Kirk, he's like, oh, what's this big egg thing? Huh?
Hey, guys, do you think I'm gonna die in this away mission too?
Hey, Uhura,
let's try.
What do you think? What do you think about this? And she's like, I don't know. And he's like,
don't study linguistics if you don't want people to ask you questions about it.
That was
who the fuck walks around asking questions about linguistics?
Yeah. And then he gets zapped here. This quickly shot. He gets thrown across the room.
I do like the reference that Spock uses later on this, though, where he's like, well, Kirk did manage to increase our odds a little bit because we know not to go near it again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's burned.
He's just the red shirt who never dies but gets severely injured constantly. But he's the blue shirt. And I call him back to the ship here. They're trying to beam them out but can't. I like Kyle. He's just like the Chief O'Brien of this show.
This guy's got way more screen time than he deserves.
He's got more screen time than Dr. Mbenga.
Yeah.
He's an important guy, though. He's got to get them out.
He's the important guy that literally flips the switch every so often. Yeah, I get it.
I do like his Chiefs uniform.
We had those in every other series, so it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Spock's got the tricorder, and I like how he puts into defibrillator mode.
They probably had to invent that for him. Like they're like, we don't need defibrillators all the time. Oh well, we should probably have a mode because this guy gets killed every damn time we take him somewhere.
Yeah, they can't beam them out. They're kind of going back and forth here. Boop boop. Claire. We see the big egg
At the end of the
thing.
season, I think we have to have a tally on how many times Kirk dies.
Yeah, well, he lived through this, but yeah, they all get their helmets off and they're all kind of stuck. And Uhura's looking kind of panicked, guys, here. But we kind of go back to the planet and these sad
That
aliens.
alien makeup's awesome, though.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Great alien design. The other aliens
they never
are
say
cool
anything.
looking too.
Yeah, they just have to look sad and sort of thirsty, mostly.
Sad and thirsty.
Sad and thirsty.
They do look thirsty.
Oh, that's sad and thirsty for sure.
Yeah. They're looking up at the comet, and Pike's just like, damn it, what are we going to do? We got to figure something out here. I think this is where they're like, we got to try to do something. We got to beat the laws of physics if we have to. We got to get them on. And they're like, well, we could, I don't know. What was the plan here? I know that it's Lieutenant
Well, they've had a couple
Ortega's
in this episode.
that comes up with it. But Pike has some good lines.
I like this plan. This is a good plan.
I like this plan. Good plan. Let's do it. Let's try something else through here. They're investigating the symbols. They kind of figure out that it could. I don't know. They're trying to translate it, and Spock's like, "It's all up to you, Uhura. I know this is your first mission ever, and you're super green, but figure it out because I can't apparently."
But this is her specialty. Like, what's the issue?
But no, it's not. I mean, yes, communications is, but they don't know this. There's this point, they don't know what to do with this thing.
Well, no, but Spock is also super smart as well, and
Hoshi did this before her.
Yeah,
Hoshi
100 years before.
Hoshi's the best.
So we know universal translators exist. Well, they actually used them in the last episode.
They used them in this one too.
Yeah, I guess they technically did. Yeah. So like, come on.
Got the plan here. I like the teamwork. It's great, and then they get attacked, right? Is this where they get attacked? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But where the shepherds show up.
For a second there, I'm like, oh god, this isn't the caretakers, is it? And then I'm like, okay, good. It's
I don't think we've ever seen this species before, but
no, I don't think we have.
Yeah.
Cool
design. It dwarfs the Enterprise, right? It just makes the Enterprise look so small. He's Pike has a good line, like, "Who are you?
Who are you, and why are you attacking our vessel?"
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Hey, that's a legitimate question.
Who are
These
you?
guys look great too, by the way.
Yeah,
not bad, not bad.
I really liked whoever. I looked up this guy who plays the Shepherd captain. His name's Tom Marriott. He's a Canadian actor / comedian.
A lot of Canadian actors in this.
Yeah, and he had just great timing and delivery on his lines. He's like, "We are the shepherds," and then the communications lieutenant is like, "That's how it's translating."
The thing I liked about the animation here, because this is obviously all animated, he just voiced it, but the is the two sides of his head. As he's talking, they kind of gyrate and move around independently. I just like that. It was really neat to see.
He kind of looked like Paul from the movie Paul.
Yes.
Yeah,
a little bit. But I like when they start, when he moves his head, they've animated his ears moving around while he's talking and stuff too. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a cool look. He looked like just a very, very different. No real nose to speak of.
I don't think they could have prosthetic this though. I think it would look really bad if it was actually done. Yeah,
it's but it felt
I'm glad they went this route.
So authentic to original series, where it's just a weird looking alien on the screen.
Weird looking dude on the screen that shows up. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, huh?
I agree.
What's up with this? And he's like, okay. What's up with your?
I like when they're doing the assessment though. The assessment of the ship.
What do they call the comet? They have a name for it in this. It's like the
Davan knows.
Davan, do you know?
Just said it.
I was just making.
Oh, the Mahatni,
yeah, Mahatni,
or something
right?
like that.
Mahatni.
Yeah, that's what they call it. And then they do the tactical analysis, and they're like, "Well, he's like, you better not be messing with our Mahatni. This is our sacred comet. We're in charge of it. And if it destroys your people and destroys this planet, whatever. That's what the Mahatni wants." And then they figure out that this ship way outguns them, that they have no shot of defeating these guys or disabling
And
them.
I like Ortega's line. It's just like, yeah, let's not piss them off.
Yeah, let's not make them mad. But like, it's a lot of great problem solving here. I really enjoyed it all.
I like
know?
the interactions between the crew. I
Yeah.
think that's really strong in this, where you don't get that same kind of feeling that you did with like the original series and stuff like that, where, you know, people are literally talking to each other and kind of, you know, goofing around a bit while they're doing it and stuff, trying to, you know, get a little bit of humor in with, you know, the drama that's going on. So I really like how they've done that.
Yeah, a lot of the
It
original
feels
series,
like all these guys know people and they've been around for years.
they're all good at what they do. Whereas in original series, it was such the Spock and Kirk show, and then usually McCoy being like, "What the hell are you talking about? What are you want to try that?" You know, just being like the naysayer always.
It's just
right?
Well, and that's what
proclaiming people dead.
Like you
But
can see Captain Pike is like, you know, a focal character in this episode, but you have a lot of Spock, you have a lot of Uhura, and then you've got the periphery characters, which are all getting good screen time too.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it was good balance. Good balance. I thought.
like I think they've done like better than any other Star Trek, you know, right off the bat.
In 2 episodes.
Exactly. Like
Right?
I have a really good understanding of who everybody is right now.
Yes.
Yeah. And
You
what
know,
they're
and
good at.
Enterprise, we
I
still
didn't
don't know
need
who
a
OG is.
3. Yeah, I didn't need a 3 episode arc to explain one person. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what else?
I
This was
feel
great
like
about this
Spock
episode
tell
so
us
far?
more about Michael Burnham, though.
Don't worry, he's gonna bring it up eventually.
Okay.
You know, it's supposed to be top secret, but whatever. But they're trying to figure out this egg, you know. This is the whole part where he's like, we're all gonna die unless you can figure this out. She's like, is that your pep talk? You know, she has a good
Great dialogue, and it
I
really
can practice
shows
it.
Uhura's personality. Like she's taking that right from like the movies. Anyway,
Yeah.
the movie Uhura.
right. The Zoe Saldana
No,
version.
No. Michelle Nichols.
Michelle Nichols, but the movies. She's very different in the movies.
She's got
than she is in the-
she's got a
That's
lot
right.
more. Yeah,
Right.
especially in 5.
Yeah.
Was that actually your version of a pep talk?
Yes.
Yes, especially in
Yes.
number 5 where she sang. Oh,
Yes.
Right. Well, she sang a lot in the original series too, as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Sometimes in songs.
But I
don't
liked
like
it when
the
she
original.
started humming. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, she's gonna sing.
Well, they kind of figure out that this is resonance, that this is not really a language as much as it could be musical notes. And you know, I have it.
Someone match my pitch.
You're not literally gonna play this the entire fucking podcast, are you? Oh god. Great.
Anybody else getting row your boat vibe from that?
A little
I love
bit.
it.
If
was
I have
so
to keep
happy.
hearing that, I'm gonna start singing "Row, row, row your boat."
Yeah.
Let's
I
all
expect
do a
somebody to
5-minute
jump
row,
in.
row your boat.
Yeah. No, it was
Sorry.
good. I really liked all this. I thought it was
I
fun.
liked it too. I love the whole
It-
room lighting
It
up.
was a
Like,
little
that was
long though.
Awesome. No, it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and the
was
whole
so
thing opened
Too
up.
much.
You know.
Yeah, like a little Fabergé egg. It's opening up. What's a little toy in there?
Kinder Surprise.
Yeah,
won't play the
'cause
whole
we need
thing.
to hear that again.
Yeah, I love how it just gets under your skin, Jody. It's great.
A lot of things get under my skin.
That's for sure.
I know. And what else? Okay, but they managed to beam out, right? With the singing. Without the singing, Jody, they never would have escaped.
Okay.
So that's it makes it all worth it. George Kirk or Sam Kirk, whatever his name is, George Samuel Kirk, he gets dragged off here.
George Sam.
George
GS.
Sam, right? And now they
Red
got-
Alert. That bridge under Red Alert looks so great.
I know
It does. Yeah.
it looks.
I like it. It's not overbearing either, which I like.
You know what? I love the reflection on the floor as well. Like it just everything-
shiny floor.
Yeah.
Red
Yeah,
alarm.
it just red alarm. Red alarm. Anyway, this alien, he's pissed. The Shepherd captain is he's known. He's like,
I'd be
it's-
pissed too if you couldn't wear a normal hat. Like that guy's head is fucked. Look at it. There's no way you can get a hat that's gonna fit that head.
No.
What does
no,
he
he's
do
not-
in the sun?
I can't. He wears a hood.
I bet you get some massive scalp burns. But anyway,
Yeah. He looks so fun. He looks such like a weird. And he's so grumpy. He's such a grumpy little alien.
I like him. I like him.
Pike's interactions with him are great. He's like, oh, they're gonna figure out. They get attacked here. They're trying to get away. There's some great action here where they're just like, doing the whole kind of like, moving around the bridge, kind of classic Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, but the external shots were great too. Outside the ship, like this one.
Yeah,
just trying to get away.
When they're doing the Ortega maneuver.
The Ortega, yeah, he's like, "Hey, Ortega, you said you were the best pilot. Prove it."
I like how he looks at her after she says that though, and he's just like, "Ortega maneuver? Like you have your own maneuver?"
Yes.
I absolutely love the Enterprise shields. When they get hit, it's like it's so close to it's not like this big bubble anymore.
And in the battle scene, the other thing I liked is in the battle scenes when they're getting hit, they're actually getting hit, and it's not just instantly doing massive damage. Like I like that. It's that's a perfect example right there. Like you're seeing it bounce off of the shielding and stuff like that. And I liked how they handled the being attacked and shot at thing. I thought that looked great.
Yeah, like we saw this in Discovery. If you had seen that,
I didn't see that in Discovery.
Yeah, so this isn't that new, but if you have, but I know
Don't
Davan.
read it for me, Dave.
Okay, well, the shields are like that in Discovery season 2. But there's everything.
You just had to say it anyway, didn't you?
I just had to. I spoilers. But this is after that. I just like all the action. The external shots, I agree completely. Were really fun. There was some excitement here, going throughout. You get some shots of the Enterprise.
I also like the fact that when they go through like an asteroid field, they're actually getting hit with things.
Yeah,
I like that.
Bouncing off, and they're
not maneuvering through some impossible odds to not get hit. They're getting hit. They're just trying not to get hit by the big ones. Yeah.
What's that?
I like that.
They said it's because they didn't hit Picard on the stick. He'll get you through an asteroid field.
Yeah, he can do
by
it.
using its own gravity.
Yeah. Minimal power. There's a whole shot here where like it lights up on them, right? And there's just it's I don't know. It just kind of goes back and forth. He's like, well, we're not technically going to touch the comet. I told you we wouldn't touch it. That was a great line. This alien who can clearly destroy them. But there's always things, and then Spock's in the shuttle. Can we just talk about Spock's sideburns too? They really stood out to me. They're
quite long.
They're quite long. They're quite like shaped here.
See this it makes me think that this is kind of like, kind of a younger version of Spock where he's doing some experimental sideburns, and then he goes to the more, not as exciting sideburns later on.
That on Vulcan is the recklessness of youth.
Yes, right there. They're like, whoa, you can't make your sideburns that long. All right.
Right.
Next, you're going to be kissing in public.
Shave those sideburns.
Yeah. Next, you're going to kiss in public at a restaurant. How dare you?
We saw the Galileo shuttle in the previous episode, but this is in much more of an actiony way here.
I like the design of the
very
shuttle.
big,
very big, kind of going.
So
through
this is true to form though, because if you look at what was it, Shuttlepod 9 or whatever, that one episode of original series,
like in the Galileo
7?
Yeah, Galileo 7. That's it. Yeah, it really was that big. Like it wasn't a small ship. It was actually pretty big because it seated 7, and there was tons of room.
Yes. Yeah, no, they kept with it, but it's got like a more modernized look, just like the Enterprise looks a little different than how
it's not too aggressive though. I like that. Like
it's not complete.
They've kept a lot of the contour. They just kind of moderned it a bit.
Right, because when you look at the original Galileo 7, it looks like just a big shoebox with like
it's basically a shoebox with a couple things.
Yeah. There's even like a steering wheel in this. You see him using. Where's that? Like
again, this would make sense though, because you want very simplistic controls because it's an away vessel. So everybody that takes the ship should have a basic concept of how to fly the damn thing.
Yeah, but you know what else is cool about this one is it's actually got, like as you said, it's got handles, it's got a steering wheel. It's not just a keypad like
Yes.
next gen.
Right.
You know,
And that's the thing that always bugged me about next gen, because if they're taking a shuttle down and you have your, and actually Voyager did this too, where they take a shuttle down, and if you don't have your pilot or your pilot gets injured, what the fuck do you do? Because they can't fly these damn things. They don't have any idea how to do it. There's only some people that are trained on how to do it. So this kind of makes more sense to me, actually. Because at least like you can kind of get the gist of, here's your throttle, here's your turny thing. Like,
Yeah, well, I hadn't really seen that before, which is it's fine.
No,
Yeah, I remember,
I like it.
Tom Paris. He installed some physical controls on like the Delta Flyer because he was
Yes.
tired of tapping panels. He said,
yes, which
so,
I did like that.
Yeah, it was cool. And just like there's a lot of like the shuttle just kind of like doing these cool maneuvers. They're kind of waiting to see what will happen, and then they calculate.
So right there, you can actually see 5 right there on that. So it's the farthest one to the right.
So there's a couple inhabited planets here, at least 2, right?
She was the Greek goddess of sensibility, Persephone.
Oh, there you go.
That's another Simpsons reference, Dave.
It's a good one. But just, they managed. Not only do they prevent the comet from hitting the planet, but then all the water gets cascaded into the atmosphere, and it actually they're not going to be so dried up and thirsty anymore. These aliens, they're going to have some rain, guys. It's actually looking better.
So go back one shot. No, you were showing the planet right there. Okay. Now I'm sorry, that planet has water.
Yes,
it's got a lot of water.
Well, the aliens wouldn't be able to live if they didn't have some water, but it could have been very.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think that really helped them, other than maybe in the desert environments, it's made it so things can grow better.
This was climate change, guys.
This is definitely climate change.
Maybe they only have desert continents. Like, look at that continent down there. No
that
trees.
one does look deserty.
Trees
sure.
on that
like
one.
Clancy Brown and his the planet he was
like
from.
Clancy
maybe
Brown.
it's the
That's
same
a
planet.
Very nice tapestry you've got there.
Yeah, do you want some essence of male?
You want some essence of male in blood soup?
In blood soup? Yeah, we can get that going. But yeah, they
want to play some.
Not for Adam though. He doesn't like it.
I'm just trying to see what everything it says here. In 63% water-based, indigenous carbon-based life forms detected plant and animal life present in both hemispheres.
Mean surface temperature 15.3 degrees Celsius. So it's not really that hot there.
No,
it's
actually,
dry. It's just dry.
It's
dry.
just dry. It's
Not
a dry
super-
heat, guys.
Okay, that's right. And
Detected plant and animal life present in both hemispheres. So
they have a 24-hour day, but a 391-day year. Oh, okay. Interesting. But it all worked out. It all worked out for the better. They're like, we did it, guys. And there's kind of like this moment. He's like, hey, she's like, hey, the aliens. She's like, I guess the communications lieutenant. I guess this is Uhura's boss at this point. Uhura doesn't have the job.
This is actually Uhura, I think, right now.
No, this person?
Well, you know what I mean, like that position.
Yeah,
right?
the communication.
I don't think Uhura is actually working on the bridge right now.
You did notice the nod, though, to, hey, I think they're hailing us. Like,
yeah.
Uhura saying that.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, they are.
Apparently, they can't get communication officers that actually know what the fuck they're doing most of the time.
The alien was just like, look, see what you think was you made fun of us for being all religious. And
you made fun of our comet god, but look at this.
Look at what happened. It all worked out.
What happened?
Maybe you won't be so mocking of us in the future. It's a good. He's like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, cool, man. See you later. Is kind of what Pike says, and he's like, respect, mad respect.
And Pike, so diplomatic. That was great. That was
peace out.
Yeah.
That's great. We see the rain coming down.
Jesus, after all.
Tricked you, Janeway.
Now we want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
They're so happy now. They can actually, I guess, I don't know, have some water.
Sweet water. Too bad it's going to be toxic to them.
Yes, too
Yeah.
bad. But
That'll
they'll
be
get
next
over it in a few
episode.
generations.
I mean, we burned all those people with water.
It's acid rain. But climate change is afoot. Yeah, but for the moment they're happy. So we can go out here.
Oh, they're not happy. Their faces are burning off as we speak. But-
Horrible water.
And the other one's like, haha, your face is burning.
And just what the effect of this comet in the green sky, I wonder what that would have on their culture.
Our
But,
biology was dependent on the dryness.
They're like, it's the God Comet. It's the God Comet.
God comet. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, her is like working for her.
Yeah,
Right?
I think she's just kind of. I think she's job shadowing.
Yeah, I
Job
think that might just be a station beside her, or like she's just kind of standing there.
I think she's
She
job
seems to have a
shadowing.
lot of interactions with this.
She's a cadet, so
she's
she's
a cadet,
probably
she's a
learning
trainee.
things now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she's a trainee right now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna. I think they'll eventually give her this job.
I think what's going to happen is the girl that's there is going to end up getting killed somehow,
Yeah,
and then
she's a
Yora's
red
going to have
shirt.
to take over. Yeah,
Red shirt, looking to be red shirted.
indeed.
Eventually, we don't want to get to know her too well.
She
because-
probably goes on an away mission with Kyle.
Yeah, it just looks great here. I also like just like
Or
the
not Kyle.
things here. Uhura then calls them down to the conference room, and what does she tell them? He's like, "Huh? What's going on?"
He's
Talk
like,
slower.
you're telling me that the God Comet knew stuff.
Yeah, are you saying? Oh yeah, she said that this was like meant to happen. That there was almost
You
like
interrupted my ribs for this.
that there was some
The
like some
comet knew
precognition here.
they were gonna be there.
The comet
Yeah.
knew. The comet knew. The comet was like sentient, I guess, is what she's basically explaining here at the end.
I think the
Uh,
comet is just a Q egg.
Well, it's
There
there's
you
some
go.
kind of intelligence or some kind of like ancient technology going on. You know,
Don't do egg.
Maybe that's what happened to
Thin
Q.
man.
He didn't die. He got resurrected as a comet.
he's living
back in the
inside of a
day.
comet. Well, remember the other Q, the one that committed suicide in Death Wish, he was living inside a comet for a
Quinn.
while.
That's
Quinn,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, come to think of it, yeah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be unprecedented. Yeah, but they kind of, I guess this is supposed to directly correlate to the fact.
You seem to have got every frame where where Pike is just like, what?
What? Huh? Yeah. But it's like, I guess to correlate with his whole thing about like he knows his destiny, but maybe that there's something to changing it, which kind of like really ties into the next conversation. Well, first we get this whole thing with Spock and Uhura, where he's like, "We'd be lucky. Don't quit Starfleet. You're fucking awesome. Stay in Starfleet."
So tell me you didn't know that scene was going to happen sometime in this episode.
Well, it's episodic, right? Everything wraps up nicely.
As it would in any of the great Star Trek.
It's like an after-school special.
Oh,
No, but that's Star Trek at its best.
That's Star Trek, man.
Yeah. They're getting back to their roots. They're being more like a TV show, which is what I love.
Mhm.
And it's good interactions here. And she's like, maybe that Spock guy's all right. And then he's looking at the comet, but also having
The classic captain looking out the window.
looking out the window. at the
And we
comet.
have yet another conversation that ends with, your fate can be changed.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not
right.
set in
It's
stone.
gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. They're
Yeah.
drinking, I guess, scotch or something here.
I thought Benny
I hope
was
they kinda let
looking back at him.
I hope they kind of let this go after a few more episodes and just
Me too.
I think it's going to be an arc through the entire
we have a
season.
whole show that is like existential and angsty.
And
I just
Like,
want to know
Millard
why
should be it too.
you're making this show. We don't know how many seasons it's going to go. It's assumed it's going to go 3 or 4.
5-year mission.
Well,
5-year mission.
but so was the original show. But anyway, either way, but yeah, I'm with you, Kevin. I don't want to hear about this constantly because I already know what's going to happen.
I
right?
disagree. I think we've got amazing episodic show. We have a
Yes, and I hope it stays
middle,
that
and a
way.
conclusion. That's
And
amazing.
that's their through line.
Yeah, and you got to have something to connect the episodes now, and this is it. And
I don't think you need to do that at all.
I'm completely happy with this right now. Like, and granted, it better not go the whole bloody season.
I think it's going to do
not
that.
a lot. Like I'm hoping it doesn't become the focus. That's really what my fear is.
Who's the
is that it
producer on
becomes
their
the
show?
focus.
Like the showrunner?
Yeah,
I don't know actually.
I don't know either.
I have to look that up, but he's kind of looking at when she leaves after like their drink, and
He stares into the fire.
He's looking at all these. Oh, these are the kids that will grow up, to be
and
the
they're all
cadets.
like 10 right now.
Yeah. It's 10 years away before this is all going to happen. So he's looking them up, checking them out.
Well, that one's 9, but the other 2 are 10.
Yeah, and they're from all different
little-
places.
You guys are being a little rude here. Tell him he's a good cat and that he's a pretty cat.
He's a good cat and a pretty cat.
What's the cat's
he's a
name?
good cat. This is Parker.
Parker.
He's a good boy. Yeah, he's named after Spider-Man.
Yeah, our cat's actually named after Spot.
Spot.
Yes, funny enough, and his name is Spot.
Yeah, you must
Got that one spot on.
Should have changed it a little and called him Speck.
Speck. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, where is it?
Tell him he is a pretty cat and a good cat.
Yeah.
Right.
I still like that episode.
That's my final shot of the
episode.
that's my final shot of the episode. So
I still like that episode in Next Gen where
We
Jody
didn't-
has to look after the cat.
How did everybody like the Chapel Spock flirting?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I was okay with it.
It's got the continuity that she was always kind of flirting with him, and he's
Right.
always kind of like oblivious to it.
Nurse
Or
Chapel
throwing
is not
rolls
my
of soup
girlfriend.
at her.
right. And I like that Uhura gives him the gears about it a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
even though she's new, she's a cadet. Whatever.
yeah. She's
That's-
got
that's
some
Uhura.
personality. He's like, I'm a Vulcan.
I am a Vulcan. We are too honest by nature.
She's like, your girlfriend must love that.
I can handle any pain you can inflict upon me. She's like, oh, really?
So you guys want to get into some ratings here, and we can pull this part in here.
I love this show. Ratings is fun.
Yeah. So our collective was 9.5 for the first episode. I felt really strong about this episode. I'm going 9.8 only because I don't think that dress uniform looked good.
I'm gonna go 8 because we need to leave some room for greatness.
All right, room for improvement from Kevin. Jody,
I'm gonna do an 8.5.
half. Kevin,
I like last week's a little bit better.
9.
9, and Adam,
I'm sticking with my 9.5.
9.5. Okay, so this is that we averaged a 9 tonight, so this was we're a little still very good rating. Just want to check where at this. It only came out today with 293 votes at present. It's sitting at an 8.3 on IMDb, and good writers on
apparently
this.
it's like the highest rated Trek show ever on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that. I read.
Right. I would put this as an Uhura focused episode. Would you guys agree?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's meant to reintroduce Uhura.
Now, next week's episode is called "Ghost of Illyria." So that's we'll see what that is. But Children of the Comet.
I'm not looking forward to Spock Amok.
Oh, I am.
Just based on that name. No, I already know where this is going.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, back to Vulcan.
Back to Vulcan. Him and T'Pring getting it on.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I wonder how many captains he kills. It's gonna be amazing.
7 years is up.
Yeah, every 7 years.
On Vulcan, we mate only once every 7 years.
Well, or not. But
She lies though, because she was definitely with Trip more than that.
yeah, well, I think she's not going down to Ryza and buying any Horgons anytime soon. Is more what it's about. So, guys, I think we can probably close the book on this one, Children of the Comet. We've been on for an hour. And I'm sure some of us may want to go watch the Leaf game and all that.
We're rolling out the red carpet for you here in the homeland.
I can't wait to see them force a game 7. It's going to be great.
Is it 2-1 for the Leafs right now?
No, 2-1 Tampa. I've been watching it here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. James like, so what? They get to Tampa will beat them, and then the Leafs can blow it back at home. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Oh yeah,
we'll see.
That sounds like a Leaf thing to do.
There's lots of time. It's like 5 minutes left in the second period.
Hey, the Flames had a great third period last night. They came back in their game and
yeah,
won, so
the Flames
it was a
are
good game last
right
night.
now.
It was a good game.
Good game. Anyway, so we'll be back next week for Ghosts of Illyria. Also check out our Monday night podcast where we talk about Star Trek Enterprise. The episode we're doing next is called 2 Days and 2 Nights.
I love that episode.
I'm going to be podcasting from Davan's cave there in Nova Scotia, as I will be. I'm leaving tomorrow to come out, so I'll get to see it from the 360.
You should bring your webcam.
Bring my own webcam.
Yeah, so you can both be on separate.
Yeah, well, maybe
you don't have to share the screen.
Bring a good computer too. Mine sucks.
I can bring my laptop. I guess.
Bring all of your things.
Bring everything you have, Dave.
Whole backdrop. Bring it.
Yeah. Bring your internet. It will work fine. So I guess I can do that. Anyway, so check out our Monday night podcast as well, Star Trek Enterprise. Check out our back catalog of Star Trek Radio Theater radio plays, where we did the script reads and different things. A lot of great content on there. And I'm still in post production. I just have been so busy lately. I've been trying to catch up, but I feel like I'm just
running marathons and stuff.
10Ks, not marathons. Building up to a marathon.
Still more than I ran.
Well. This is a recent development. And so, what else, guys, am I forgetting? Check out our Star Trek Deep Space Nine rewatch podcasts and different things. Also, we have Super Mater Brothers podcasting, where we talk about movies and TV not related to Star Trek. Right now, we're covering Survivor Season 42. We got about 2 weeks left in that. Check out Davan's podcast, Locutors of Trek, which him and Dave do. We're often on that. Trivia segments. They got writers' room pitches. They got different intellectual conversations about Star Trek.
We got a Debate 9 and a Class L probe coming up, Adam, if you're interested.
Oh,
I am interested. I'd love to come.
Debate 9. All good. And then Trivial Debates, our monthly show. We argue about movies, TV, sports in like a game show format. There's a host, 3 contestants, and we argue it out. You should also check out, we do that on the last Sunday of every month. So that would be coming up on May 29th. And you should also check out our other friends' podcast. Michael Chan, Discovery's own Michael Chan, the Federation headquarter lieutenant. He does a one called the Hellbound podcast with Alex Blackburn out of the UK. They talk about horror every Wednesday. Also, my son, Eamon Mater, has got a podcast known as Let's Talk About Fighting Games. He does with his friends over there. They talk about King of Fighters. Not Mega Man. Not Mega Man. That's what that. But this is a bonus episode. They will. And then lastly, check out Davan's X-Men the Animated Series rewatch series, X-rated, every Tuesday. He does with Andre. Where are you guys at now in the seasons, Davan?
What's coming up? Beauty and the Beast, season 2, episode 10.
Oh, how good.
And then next week after that, Marvel Comics artist David Cutler will be joining us again to review the Mojo episode, Mojo Vision. Looking forward to that. Mojo's my favorite episode.
Mojo Vision. That's a weird, funky episode too. Some great stuff there. So thank you for being with us tonight, guys. We will see you next time. Thanks to our whole panel. We hope you like it. Make sure to leave comments and let us know what we might have missed. And until then, live long and podcast.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum.
God.
Bum,
Bum, bum, bum, bum.
Come on, Jody. Bum, bum.
Bum, bum,
Row, 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 gently down the stream.
I quit.
Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go!